What's up, gamers? I'm Enzo. With me here is Davis.
Hey guys.
Davis, have you realized that it's been a third of the year already and we haven't really had any notable Switch releases?
Yeah, unless you count Yoshi's Crafted World or a new Super Mario Bros. Port as notable, there really hasn't been anything.
Well, luckily for us and Switch gamers out there, things are going to be picking up towards the middle part of the year. We're going to be talking about the top 10 Switch games that we're the most hyped for.
So grab your beer, charge those Joy-Con, and let's get started. Kicking us off at number 10, we have Daemon X Machina, the newest IP from Marvelous Studio. The producer of this game previously worked on the Armor Core series, another mech title. When the trailer was first shown at E3 last year, I actually thought this game looked pretty cool. It had a unique art style. I thought there was really something there. But then recently they released the prototype missions demo, and it's not often that a demo makes me want to play a game even less. I really didn't enjoy the gameplay very much at all. It seemed repetitive even in the small amount that I played it. The one cool thing that came out of this is they asked for feedback on the demo. I always think it's cool when a studio does something like that and wants to hear back before the game is finished to see what the fans want to improve on. But overall, I think this game is going to be one of Nintendo's worst games this year. It almost seems like a poor man's Anthem, and that's not really a compliment.
At number 9, we have Game Freak's new project, Town. Honestly, this is the kind of title that you give a game when you haven't had to come up with a new IP name in over 20 years. The entire game just takes place in one town, which makes the game name seem very unoriginal. The game is an RPG-styled game, and the visuals and gameplay should give us some hint as to what we can expect from Pokemon Gen 8. I'm curious what Game Freak can do away from the Pokemon IP. I wonder if this is where they test out the different ideas and mechanics that they've had for Pokemon over the years, but, might not have worked in a Pokemon series.
At number 8, we have the new Animal Crossing title. Now I know a lot of people are probably going to be upset about this. I know it's going to be one of the biggest releases of the year. Tons of people are massive fans of this game. But it's just really not in our wheelhouse. We're not that excited about it. Not to say that we're not excited at all. This game is still going to be a lot of fun, and it's relaxing. It's a nice break from a lot of the other games. We don't have a lot of details on this game yet, only a title screen and a short teaser trailer. My guess is it's probably going to be a holiday release. This is the first console Animal Crossing since City Folk for the Wii in 2008. That's 10 years since the last console release. They have to add some new features. I wonder what they're going to be. Like I said before, Animal Crossing is a massive seller, and this thing is going to move Switch units.
And coming in at number 7, we've got Astral Chain. This is a new IP from Platinum Games. The premise of the game is that you take control of two characters that are bound together by some sort of mystical rope. Possibly a phantasmal tether. I wonder what they'll end up calling that. I'm guessing Astral Chain, maybe. The characters are part of a police task force, and the game looks like a very fast-paced action game where there's a lot of beating up on bad guys. It actually looks like it might be pretty fun to play, although the trailer did look a tad bit repetitive. The game is going to be released in August, and I think judging by Platinum Games' reveal of this game, it just kind of makes it clear that Bayonetta 3 is pretty far away from release.
At number 6, we have Luigi's Mansion 3. This is another game that doesn't have a full title yet, and we haven't seen too much from. We've definitely seen more than we have from Animal Crossing though. This time Luigi seems to be going through a hotel, which is awesome because that leaves that many more floors for him to explore. The biggest complaint that people had with the original Luigi's Mansion was it was much too short. And then with the second release coming on the 3DS, I feel like we haven't been able to give Luigi his justice yet.
Next up, we've got Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening appears to be a remake of the original Game Boy game. I played the original, and that game itself felt like a remake of A Link to the Past. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just curious to whether after those titles and A Link Between Worlds, if they've maybe drawn out the Zelda story and gameplay style too much. The art style in Link's Awakening feels like the Link Between Worlds 3DS game, which is a bit disappointing considering how long ago that came out and that it was for a handheld specific system. I understand that there is some nostalgia here. A Link to the Past was my favorite Zelda game after all, but comparing the art style of Breath of the Wild to this makes it a hard sell for me, visually. I'm hoping that as a remake, and with the weaker visuals, that this doesn't launch as a premium title. If it does, we'll probably pass on it here at Battle Royale. At under $40, we might add it to our collection.
Next up, we have Mario Maker 2. Whew! When this game got announced during the February Direct, my mind was blown. I knew we were getting a Mario Maker at some point on the Switch. It sold too well on the Wii U for us not to, but I thought for sure we were going to get a port. But to see that we got the second installment, that's just beyond my imagination. I had no idea something like that was going to happen. Mario Maker on the Wii U sold 4 million units. That's pretty impressive considering the system itself only sold 13. The biggest thing that they added to Mario Maker 2 in my opinion is the slopes. I know it seems like it might not be that big of an addition, but it is. And I think the coolest part of that is that it shows that they're listening to what the fans want. Any game with Mario attached to it is going to sell crazy, but I think this game is going to do better than any of them. The unlimited potential really excites me. I may never have to buy another 2D Mario game again. With all the online levels that people create, I could play levels forever.
Coming in at the number 3 spot is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Ultimate Alliance is back, guys. The last one in the series was released back in 2009, so it is very welcoming to see the game make a return. If you didn't play the first 2 Ultimate Alliance games, or the X-Men Legends game before it, they were fantastic. Think Gauntlet, but with Marvel characters. Visually, I'll say the game does look a bit disappointing. I'm not sure if it's due to the hardware constraints of the Switch, and that perhaps had the game shipped on the PS4 Xbox One as well, we'd see some better graphics here. The story here is surrounding the Black Order, Thanos' crew, but these games have never really been about stories, but instead about gameplay and playing co-op with 3 of your friends and being your favorite Marvel character.
The Avengers. That's what we call ourselves, sort of like a team. Earth's mightiest heroes type thing.
Even more exciting now is the ability to do online co-op. I guess we'll see how this plays out, but it should make it even easier to start a game with friends. With the rise of Marvel over the past decade, I'm also excited to see many of the new characters they might add, including those from Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers, and many more. I'm honestly a little surprised they didn't try to release this game closer to the release of Avengers Endgame, but we're very excited for this to launch so we can get our hands on it.
At number 2, we have Fire Emblem Three Houses. I know a lot of people might think this is a little high for this game, but I'm very excited for it. The last time that a Fire Emblem released on home console was in 2007 on the Wii with Radiant Dawn. That's a long time. Since then, Fire Emblem has really hit its stride. Awakening may have been the best Fire Emblem game, period. The protagonist is another blue-haired character, like every Fire Emblem game. But this time you get a job as a teacher in a school, and you have to choose one of the 3 houses that you want to teach in.
When I call your name, you will come forth. I shall place the sorting hat on your head, and you will be sorted into your houses.
I think this will lead to a lot of replayability in this game, because I'm hoping that the choice that you make is going to affect the story greatly. Overall, I'm just a huge fan of Fire Emblem's gameplay. Fire Emblem Awakening was my first taste of the series and on the 3DS, and I've been hooked ever since. I'm actually currently working through Fire Emblem Echoes right now. In the new trailer that they just released during the February Direct, it gave us a very solid look into the lore and the land of Fodlan. Unlike every other Fire Emblem game, everyone seems to be at peace with each other, but I'm sure that's not going to last long. This game is set to release in July, and it's not coming soon enough.
And at the top of our list is Pokemon Sword and Shield. This will be their first RPG-styled game on a home console. That Nintendo event a few weeks back was very exciting, and finally gave us some insight on what to expect from the new games. We didn't get too much gameplay footage of the game, but it seemed to be a mix between the 3DS titles and Town. I was expecting a little more, so I'm a little bit disappointed. The game takes place in the Galar region in what looks like the UK. Expect lots of hamlets and castles in this game. The Pokemon will go back to being random encounters, and we should be seeing a whole bunch of new Pokemon as well. The 3 new starters for this generation are Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. I'm definitely not sold on Sobble as a Pokemon, but I think Grookey looks like it's going to be my favorite starter. It might be the first time I'm choosing a grass Pokemon as my starter in a Pokemon game. We're very excited for this Pokemon First, and can't wait to play this as well. Let us know in the comments below which Switch exclusive you are most excited for in 2019. Thanks for watching!